Well, hello everyone, Eric here, and here with a how to draw video. Right now I'm using Manga Studio to show you this just because it'll just be a little easier than trying to record through a camera. My god, I am sweating, it is warm today. Plus with this I can rotate the camera a little bit. And I have it zoomed in so you're just seeing this and this little bit. That way it would fit the screen a little better. It should be recording nicely. I did a test and it recorded very well. Good God, it is warm in here. So I'm just going to try and get this over with quickly because I am sweating my balls off right now. So yeah, this tutorial, as the title ensues, is going to be how to draw combo guys. Or just eyes in general. This is going to be just how to draw. Not necessarily manga or American style, just how to draw eyes in general. I'll show you both styles, and good God, I am sweating so badly right now. So yeah, let's get on with this. The basic premises of an eye is, on its own, I love eyes. It's my favorite thing to draw. The thing with eyes is you just have to remember a few of the basics of what makes an eye an eye. I love the basic things such as, you have your actual, your eye is kind of just a circle inside of your skull, which is kind of flaps around like that. That's the basic construction of the skull. This would be the opening for the eye, and this is where your actual eyeball generally would be. And then knowing that, you know that the eyelid comes in around that area, and then the lower lid comes in here. And one thing you do want to remember about eyes is that technically, if you were drawing realistically, you would not see any gap between this area and this area. And that's a lot of things a lot of people do is when they draw eyes, they'll draw them like, oh, it looks like this, and then there's an eye here, and then you have that there. And it's like, oh yeah, there's an eye. No, that's not an eye. But with a lot of Japanese stylings, here, let me zoom in a little bit actually. A lot of Japanese stylings, you get eyes that kind of look a little more like this, with the eye shape, with the shape of the eyelids, but then sometimes you'll have the eye just kind of not touch the bottom. And they'll have a gap here, which is fine and all. And you have your big highlight, and then your iris, and I think that's the pupil, and then this is the iris. This isn't about terms in terminology, and that's your upper eyelid, kind of fold of the eyelid. But this is just going to be kind of a quick way of showing you just kind of generalization, how to draw quick type eyes. So let me get rid of this, since I don't want to jabber on too long. Okay, let's just come up here in the corner, and the first type of eye that I usually try to draw, I'm going to show you just kind of a manga-ish, more manga-ish style eye. This is one that I use a lot. It kind of resembles similar to Naruto-ish styles, but not exactly. So just kind of take what you want from it. If you're trying to construct an eye, like obviously I can sit here and I can just go, okay, here's this, and then I can throw that in, and then I'd throw that in, and then I'd throw that in, and I can do it pretty quick if I want to construct an eye. But rather than just come in here and... Let me zoom, get bigger first size. Rather than just come in here and just kind of show you how to do it quickly, I'll show you at least how to do it, more constructively. So basically you just want to understand the shape of the eye. So for this type of eye, the shape kind of would go like this. You would literally just draw a box for the eye, like that. You would literally just draw like a box, and these two areas come in on each other. These come in like that on each other. So this is shorter than this. I'm sorry about the clearing the throat thing. I do that a lot. I'm zoomed in pretty far, ain't I? Yes, I am. Oh well. I'll zoom in a little bit. And let's just kind of angle that down a little bit more, because you want the back end to angle. I also do this to kind of show folding of the eyes. Like I like to do this just because it looks interesting to do stuff like that. So this is your upper eyelid. This is kind of the side where the actual iris is, all the white, or whatever that's called. I don't know my terminology of eyes, to be honest. For this area, I like to connect the upper and lower eyelid like this, just by giving them a very simple curve like that. I'm a page turner, if you haven't noticed. I like to turn the page when I draw. And then I do this with the lower eyelid. For this area here, whether you see that, I actually don't draw anything there. I leave these disconnected just because I like the way that looks when they're just a little bit disconnected. I just think it adds an interesting feel to it, because really when you're looking from far away at a real eye, sometimes you'll notice that some things don't always, you won't know, lines will seem to disappear in real life, just because the way our skin tone, color, and all goes. So sometimes you won't notice this area, sometimes you will. It depends on how defined it is and how close you are to the person. Now obviously in real life, this would go all the way down here, and you'd have like a little bulge there for your tear duct. But this is comics. This is comic books, not real life. If you want to do it, go ahead. For the this part, the big circly part, I kind of go with this type of style. I go kind of the way the manga-ish goes with certain types of eyes, where there's a little bit of a gap at the bottom, just because it adds a little bit of an interest. So sometimes I'll leave a little bit of a gap down there. And that's the basic outline framing of the eye itself. Now, certain things differ depending on artist to artist and style to style. Some people can get really hyper detailed, and they'll do like, you know, they'll really over detail things with like that, and then they'll do that, and then they'll shade all that in and all that stuff. But I like to keep things simplified. That's just the way I do it. I'm a simplistic artist, just because I think there's so much more I can do with simplicity, and just kind of let the let the reader's mind fill in blanks, because it gives them something to do. What I like to do is I like to just put a nice big highlight right here, and then for this area I really hate tablets. I am not used to tablets. I'm not that good with them. And then I'll just kind of put this here, and that's basically all I'll do for the eye. For up here, I'll draw the upper eyelid a little bit, just kind of give you a thing. For eyebrows, again, it's a stylistic choice. It really depends on you. Sometimes I'll just do a very basic. Some people will literally just put a line. I like to show a little bit of volume depending on how close I am. So sometimes I'll do something like that. And like that. And then let's straighten it up. And there you go. You have a very simple, very basic style of eye. This is more of the manga-ish stylings, so it's a little more exaggerated. Now, if you want to really add a little extra detail, which some manga do this, where they'll thicken the upper eyelid a little bit by like this, and they'll thicken the upper eyelid like this to symbolize eyelashes. So, and then you'd go like this and bring that down. And basically you would just kind of fill that in. And what this does is it simulates your eyelashes. Now for male, you would just leave it like that. That is more male. For female, just kind of quickly rough out something real quick. Let me just just quickly rough this out. There's a few differences I would do for a female's eye than I wouldn't do for male eyes. For female, you know, you still do that, but you might want to put an extra one there. And here I will actually make this pretty big. I'll actually fill in most of that. And then yoink, yoink, yoink. For this part, I would make this a little more full. Have it go back like that. Let me zoom in. I keep zooming in. And I'm sure that's annoying you. And then I would obviously still do this part. You know, fill that in. Zoom out. So yeah, like that. And then to show that it's a female and to really give the feeling of a female, you would do stuff like this. You would you would actually show eyelashes. You know, that's actually, to me, that's a very distinct thing that you could do for females, and it really it separates the two. It just kind of really puts a defining separation between the two, and really lets you know, okay, one's male, one's female. So that's kind of how I would go about that. And even for just the eyebrow itself, I would probably go with a very simple, elegant curve, like a very gentle curve like that. And now you can kind of tell that that's more feminine and this is more masculine just from that alone. So now let me show you now that was this is more manga-ish style. Let me show you a little more Americanized style. Now this is going to be my version of Americanized style, just something I picked up from older comics. So here's something. This is how I do my Americanized comics. You literally will draw out the entire shape of the eye and you will leave the construction. So you do kind of like that. Near the end here, though, you want to make it come back down. So you want to have the opposing angles. This is a little sharper of an angle. And then, I need to turn this a little bit, just to kind of... And then what you're going to do here is, you don't want these two to be perfectly, so you want it to be like right about where that is. You would kind of, that's where that ends. And then you kind of do that. So if you were to do that, it would go out past that and then go straight across. So kind of like that. So you'd have this come down to there. This would take a sharp angle much further in, and then have it continue on this line till it connects. Now you don't always have to have it connecting. You can have it, you can still have that, a little bit of separation there if you don't want them perfectly connecting. It's all up to you. It's all up to how you really want to make it look. And then here, you see how you have that gap there. In Americanized comics, though, you don't want to have any gap. You literally want to make it look like the upper... You really want to make it look more realistic to where the eye would be. Like that. And then I would still do this. And then you'd have your, your big eyebrow for male. Males get the bigger eyebrows just because it looks more masculine, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, then that's it. For the inner eyelids, you can do anything you want. You can do everything you want. Me, I'm still very simplistic, and I love this look of the eye. Of just doing that. And just doing that. For the female eye, you get a little more. For the female eye, this is where you get a little more, I guess you can say curvy. Now, there's actually a really good book you can actually look at for a lot of this stuff too. But there are many books you can look at that are out there that you can really look at. But for female eye, you want to be a little bit more rounded. You want everything to be a little more round. And by that I mean you literally want like this. Like you have this eye. Now for the female eye, you're going to have it more rounded. So you're going to have it start at that bottom thing. You're going to have it really come up and really, really accentuate the curve. And then have it come down and come back up. So that's the difference between the female eyes. You want to give it more of a full curve, and wow, I'm failing at drawing curved lines with this stupid tablet. This is why I hate tablets, because I don't like not looking at my hand. I just can't stand not seeing where my hand is. All right, so let me do that. And then you'd have it obviously curving back up. And just like before, let me zoom in a little bit. You would flush it out and make it a little more full. Add actual eyelashes. And, even the bottom one would probably be very thick. And let me get rid of that just to kind of really show how it's thinning out there. Make this look nicer. Do that. Just like with the manga eye, you want the female eye to be a little more full and more elegant looking. Obviously, I'm not making it the most elegant look just because of this stupid tablet, but you get the picture. No pun intended. No pun intended there, actually. Okay, so let's do that. And then you could also add, like before, the eyelashes. You can add lovely little lashes. Just because women usually, a lot of women do have a lot of lashes, so it kind of makes sense. And then you can have one that kind of goes like that, just to kind of symbolize that it is moving. This one looks really crappy. I know. I really do not like tablets. I loathe this tablet so much. I want a Cintiq. But anyway, then you would show the eye. For this, you can get away with kind of doing leaving the gap underneath. And then you want to do the same highlight trick, you know. Just like above, you want to leave a good amount of highlight. And then you can do that. And fill all this in. Do the curve. Now, some with American female comics, the curve actually goes the opposite way. Like that. It kind of connects at that end and then comes back over here. And then for the eyebrows, with American guys comics, even the females sometimes can have the thicker eyebrows. I don't know why. It's just it's American comics. You know, American comics have to be just as weird as Come on, move. The back should always be a little thicker. So here I'm just kind of scribbling right now. I'm really not giving a great advance. But here you can still see the differences, that the Americanized eyes are a little more rounded and they try to go for more realism. But nowadays, it all depends on how you want to draw. I hope that was at least a little bit helpful. I don't know how helpful that was. But that's basically how I go about drawing eyes. I hate tablets, so it's not my best artwork. Hopefully I'll be able to get my camera working again so I can just start showing you that way. Thank you for watching. I will be back with a new video. Hopefully my how to make a comic book video will be coming too soon. So thank you for watching. Later.